Why does God command the Jews to purge the land in the Old Testament?
So why does God command the Jews to purge the land in the Old Testament? We have to appreciate that Jacob, when he came out of the land into Egypt, that as an act of grace on God's part, it was understood that that land was a holy land. It was a promised land. It belonged to God. So the Israelis are in Egypt for 400 plus years in slavery. The people of the land of Canaan had 400 plus years to make one of three choices. They could either flee to a different land, or they could resist God and die, or they could become a convert eventually when God came into the land. When God delivered the children of Israel, He first made an appeal to Pharaoh, who resisted and hardened his heart. God made numerous appeals to the people of Pharaoh, and Pharaoh and company resisted, to the extent where ultimately in the end their own resistance brought about death, and God delivered them. They crossed the Red Sea, and they wandered 40 years in the wilderness. That was another gracious act of God, allowing the Canaanites, who understood clearly that the Almighty who delivered His people and had given them 400 plus years to make one of those three choices, gave them another space of 40 years prior to coming into the conquest of that land. When they failed to either convert and or remove themselves, there was but one choice that was left, given that that land was a holy land, promised by God, and for the people of God. If you resist, the other two choices, namely conversion or fleeing, there's only but one choice left: conquest and death. The wages of sin is death. So there was lots of space to repent, but they chose to dig in their heels. They could have ushered in Israel into that land, knowing, understanding fully it was promised, but no. They resisted, didn't convert, didn't flee, and now they have to face their Maker.